Today, my friends, is Wednesday. That's snapshot day, but unfortunately, I won't be able to make a snapshot video. So instead, you get this episode of Hermitcraft. I cannot wait to show you what I've been up to at the base. I've been building all sorts of little things, getting some details figured out, and it's just looking amazing back there. But I've become somewhat tired of constantly traveling back and forth between my storage chests and the area that I'm working on. And it's time for that to change. And if you recognize this area, which, I mean, this is all you got to go by, you get top marks for recognizing this spot. It is, of course, above the end portal. It is time to remedy my woes with a trip to the end. We need shulker boxes. I've been loving the early game. It's been cool decorating, doing other stuff, and not building mega farms, but I do need the shulker boxes, and the hermits take care of one another. It is this chest right here that has an elytra to help you get your next elytra. It's got unbreaking and mending. The issue is these firework rockets right here. This is all I got. This is everything, okay? I gotta make these count. Yeah, I had a look through my chests and that was all the gunpowder that I had. So we're not gonna be able to whiz around as quick as I would like. And it's a shame there isn't like a resource out here like gunpowder or rockets that you could get on your adventures. That would make our time here last even longer, and maybe I should have wrangled some gunpowder from some of the other hermits. I'm sure it's in high demand at the moment. But before I pop myself through this portal, wait a minute, there's a reason that there's trapdoors here. Just swim in like that. Oh, and immediately there are signs that the other hermits have been here already. I don't know about you, but I never enjoy walking across a gap like this. I thought I was really well prepared. I didn't actually bring a bunch of blocks for making bridges, but of course we can mine endstone here in the end. Oh my god! No! 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 Ah! Oh, that feels so painful. When I headed back over here, my heart was in my mouth because that water stream was coming over to the edge of the end island. Luckily, all of our items dropped outside of the water. But if they had landed in it, they could have been like pushed off the edge. Oh, that really gave me a scare. It's time to calm down, keep my head down, and find an end city that hasn't been raided. And that shouldn't be an issue because I actually pruned the chunks before I came here. It wasn't my plan to actually go raid the end city today. I was really looking forward to recording and showing you my base, but I had a couple of hermits requesting this. And then I actually dreamt up a new way to do this really quickly with just one server restart. And I think I've just found the evidence that I've been looking for as I've been heading in a particular direction. Yeah, that right there is actually a sign that the pruning has worked correctly. So what normally happens is you turn off the server, you download the end dimension, prune the chunks, re-upload everything, and then restart the server, which sometimes can take, 30 minutes to an hour. What I did today was download a backup of the world and use that to prune the chunks and then send them back up to the server. Of course, I made sure no one was in the end dimension. And then all I had to do was take down the server, rename a couple of folders. So I swapped the end dimension with the pruned one and then started it back up again. So the server went offline for like a minute and then came back up again. And this right here, my friends, is the border where it would have been cut off. You can see it right there. That's the edge. And it's occurred to me there's absolutely no harm in showing you what this looks like. So all of these chunks around the edge here are the freshly generated ones, and the ones in the middle here are the ones that were preserved from the original world. And currently I'm somewhere around this region. Anyways, I kind of made a conscious decision earlier this season not to show as much as the admin stuff in my episodes, because I'm always doing a little bit here and there behind the scenes. But I don't know, I just wanted to let you know that that had been done, because I'm probably going to have an easy time finding some end cities now. Or at least ones that haven't been raided, right? And this, I think, is a gap that I'm going to sparingly use a rocket to fly over the top of. Oh, and then there's the old method of like diving down and then swinging back up again. If you get the pitch just right, you can actually make a rocket last a really long time. Oh, and look at this. Oh, it's our first end city, and there's an end ship. Can I make it? Oh, I can just about drift over here, right? Yeah, easy stuff, easy stuff. Okay. And there's an elytra. Excellent. Okay. That's awesome. Except my inventory's full. I'm glad I noticed that now and not later. Okay, let's get sorted. And sorted I am. I've finished raiding this first end city. Got loads of goodies. And slowly we're filling up the ender chest here with shulker boxes. Of course, you get ender chests by coming here, so I'm really glad I got my silk touch pick. Alright then, off to the next end city, and I have a mod which is mini HUD, and it allows me to do this. I can display the pitch that I'm looking at on my screen. So without even using a rocket, we're going to do the 40-40. We want to keep it at 40, alright, and drift. This feels quite ominous with there being the void below us. Then we want to go up to -40. There's an additional stat here that's kind of hard to see. You need to catch when you stop flying. So if I go into F5 like this, going all the way down. Okay, now we want to come back up. Oh, there's one there. And then you got to look for the legs swinging. That's when you know to level the pitch. I also have an additional trick to show you. Something that I've probably done in the past, but just became very apparent how good it is. Just got to take out these suckers first. Whoa, 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 whoa. Dodge the bullets. Dodge the bullets. Okay, I think we can take advantage of this right now. It's basically using a water bucket, which negates the effect of the drifting upwards from the shulker bullet. It's in moments like this that I realized you can kind of use it to help you travel upwards. And then if you do get hit by a shulker bullet, it's not so bad because you've already got this. And we're just coming up against the worst room of all for this. I'll see if I can try and get all the way through. The problem is in this room that you take so much damage. Okay, this is some great use of the water bucket right here. This is helping me speed all the way to the top. Now I need, like, to figure out where the X is. And look at that, I'm taking so much damage. Got to keep eating. Okay, I found my blocks. Put in the water right there. Oh, come on, let me out of here. Okay, and like that, we just swim up to this spot. And once I'm at the top of this room, I like to then just shoot off some arrows at the ones that are open. If they're closed, remember, the arrows will bounce off. And then with this room, it's a good idea to turn on the hitboxes just so you can see where all the shulker shells landed. So I cleared out that end city, flew over to another one that's got a ship, and then I kind of noticed something odd. There's actually two ships. Look at this. These are right next door to each other. And now you might say that I've almost finished conquering both of these. I still think there's a few rooms I missed on this one, but I am running out of a certain fuel, which is food, because in this game, you know, food is how you heal. So with 3 golden carrots left, I think it's time to head home. And I'm going to use this method to get back, of course. Got to dodge those chorus fruit on the way. Got to look for those feet when they start to dance. Oh, and I almost missed it. Practically flew right into it. Oh, no, 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 not this again. Ooh, ooh, ooh. No, 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 no. Get in the water. Oh, we're safe. We're safe. Eat the carrots. Eat the carrots. Doing it all in F5. Oh, you almost ruined it. You almost ruined it, man. Oh, this is my redemption arc right here. So we did that, having used 1 rocket with 1 golden carrot to spare. This is concerning. Has the dragon been respawned? Well, all of the crystals are there. Maybe they beat the ender dragon without getting rid of the crystals. Were these here earlier? I'm going to have to go back and watch the video. Yeah, it turns out they were here earlier. Anyway, one really important thing I got to do now is return this elytra. And because I'm so impatient, I'm just going to use 1 more rocket to get back over there. So, to whoever was responsible for this, thank you. That was an immense help to have an elytra from the get-go. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. Yeah, that's right. The intro is a little bit late. You know, the end trip was gonna happen first, and then just way more stuff went down than I thought it would. It was a really great trip, and I know you want to see the loot that we got. So this is the top-notch stuff right here, and then some of the other things we got too. So that was that, and if you look up at the base, you'll notice there are some new details. However, I'm not quite finished yet, so give me a moment here to prepare. And to be fair, this process is going to be ongoing for a while, but I've just gone around and done another pass over the place and really sort of taken the details to the next level. Now, there's a lot of thought behind this. You'll see all sorts of things, like these vines over here, which is kind of crazy. We got bushes everywhere, hanging glowberries, but a lot of glow lichen. I feel like you can put this on the tough blocks and it just feels like a subtle bit of cracked texture that complements the blocks. So we're able to just sort of plaster this all over the place. It also emits a low level of light, so everywhere around here, nothing is able to spawn. Now, when we put these things together, we do have some rules. For example, when I have the azalea bushes hanging down and there's a free block, I like to have a flowering one always at the bottom. If you add these subtle rules to your building when you're trying to do randomization, I think it better helps tell a story. Like, for example, there's a lot of moss closer to the edges than there is in the middle, for example. And vines, well, they always have glow lichen directly around them. And there are actually some clever ways you can make this less obvious, like putting the glow lichen on top of there, and down here will stop the vines spreading, which is why those two are always together. But again, because you see them together quite often, it just naturally tells that story. And so for the most part, I feel like I've got this overgrown feeling really coming together, but there are some spots that are a bit bare and in need of me getting to them, maybe throwing down some glow lichen. And as we live in this place and build up certain elements that have things that are missing, we'll be able to just add more of this natural overgrown look to it. And down the bottom here, I'm hoping this episode will get to what's going to take place down here. I've got an idea for the custom biome that I want to build around this, but I don't want to do anything crazy. I tried a bunch of block palettes, and I think we need to keep the grass and keep it kind of subtle. But what I am experimenting with are some different blocks that are found down at this level. So hanging roots, the roots, maybe some bamboo like this over here. I'm really not sure if I want to go with glow lichen on these blocks again. They definitely fit really well. Oh yeah, and these are blocks that you can put glow lichen on as well. I'm just trying to decide what are the rules for the down here area at the moment. But that is the process. You give yourself some rules, you try it out in different places, and slowly it all starts to come together. And we got a creeper in the base, which makes no sense because there's glow lichen everywhere. I have actually been using Mini HUD to do light overlays so I can double check that stuff. So in here, like, where is the dark spot? Where did this thing spawn? It is actually a mystery to me. I'm checking every nook and cranny and there's like nowhere nearby. So anyways, you can see I've got a temporary farm for my vines and I'm starting to bring an aesthetic together that sort of complements what's going on the opposite side of the room, but I am taking it one step at a time. And this over here is a glow lichen farm. It's actually identical to the one that we used last season. So there's bone meal in the dispensers. We stand here and we break and then we wait and we break again, just like this. And then we get tons of glow lichen. I'm hoping to find like a similar farm that I can just put over here, copy the aesthetic so it's nice and symmetrical. Oh yeah, and another thing that I did was create another little crafter setup. I must admit, I'm starting to get that urge to make some big farms so that we can do big redstone projects, but it was kind of fun just to set this up. It's pretty much the same as this one here, with an extra crafter in front of it. So I was AFK at my skeleton farm, got a ton of bones, more than I could fit into my inventory, and I was going to craft them all into bone blocks when it hit me. No, this season we have the crafter. So this over here is the same as the honey setup with an extra one in front of it. This right here works perfectly. Every bone that comes in, it just creates bone meal. Now this puts them in like so, and because it can't craft anything else, every third pulse, it just makes a bone block. And of course, there's many ways to get this running faster, but it does do the job, and I've hooked it up to our skeleton farm. Made some improvements here. With these fence posts, I'll never pick up any items from the skeletons, and with the water stream below, all the items drop into that stream. So I've ran it over a couple of filters here and we burn off the excess items, meaning we can keep the bones and the arrows. And then the crafter down here is doing its thing, converting those into bone blocks. Now decorating the area would be a nice touch, but I've got a feeling this isn't going to be my permanent skeleton farm, because what we could also do is once they're crafted into bone blocks, we could automatically send them up for storage. But that's all big picture stuff for later on in the season. Right now, I actually feel like doing a little bit of outdoors building. And before we get to this, I just want to show you a pleasant little interaction that I had with some of my neighbors. Hi. I have visitors who are saying nice things. I'm so pleased.
We are saying nice things because this is pretty cool.
Thank you. It's getting overgrown now, right?
Is
We're
it?
over here
Yeah.
to mud. We're over here to mud.
Oh, you want to use the mud
We un-
machine?
We understand that you have a mud.
I have
that
a
we
mud,
require.
yes. I hope it works for you. It's been working for me today, but some days it's mean and it's rude.
Some days it's... Oh,
Yep. Feel free to fall down. Woo. It's just over
Okay.
here.
Ooh, snazzy.
Right, now hold that right click down and then hold down left
Okay.
click. And
oh
you're
my
doing it.
goodness.
Ooh,
I'm
it's
doing
a
it.
thing.
You're doing it.
Look, I'm doing a thing.
I see.
Look,
I'm so
doing a thing.
proud.
Oh!
Whoopsie. Azuma,
See
your
how
land
long
has
this
been
takes.
so useful for me these last couple of days. The Ministry
honestly-
of Idiots Hall
Yeah.
is so awesome.
cool,
I got
isn't
so
it?
many
Oh,
levels
I've not
from
seen
it.
it.
and,
I've
like-
not seen it.
Yeah, it's like an XP farm for like repairing your gear.
Yeah. Villagers give you an insane amount of XP is what I've come to
They
learn
are
in this game.
So OP. So
Nice.
They just do everything. They do everything.
While you're here, do you two want a gift?
You
I've
just
got
give it.
shulker boxes.
You've given
I've
me
got
shulker
Oh, you got
boxes.
them already. Well, Ren, you get two.
I've
then.
got shulkers. Ren
Oh
can
my
have
god,
them.
that
That's
is so
fine.
massive. You have no
I'll
idea
take
how
the
much
mud
this changes
instead.
my life.
Didn't
Literally
I give you a
two.
shulker box?
I gave it to B00.
Wow. Okay, I see.
I mean, Cleo, I did evaporate his soul.
Yep, in the game of Demise, Ren was responsible for B00's death.
No, B-Dubs doesn't have a soul. Look at those eyes.
Ow.
There's nothing there.
So Ren and Cleo popped over to use the mud machine, which had been giving me a fair bit of a headache. Some days this thing just does not want to work. Ah, look at that. Look, and again. Why? It was working fine the other day. And there's only 3 of us online. There were way more peeps when Ren and Cleo popped by. I really need this to work right now because once we do a little bit of building, it's mud blocks that I'm going to need a lot of. Anyways, we're going to jump into time-lapse mode and you should be hearing some music. This is once again one of my own songs. This one though is just a demo. It's available on YouTube. It's not anywhere else at the moment. So if you like the music, you can find a link to it down below. But for now, enjoy the building time-lapse. Yes, look at that. I was inspired. I was in the mood. I had the right ideas in my mind and just wanted to create a humble little bridge here. The problem is, though, it doesn't have a path to connect it all. And oh yeah, the spore blossom. That was like the final ingredient, adding some particle effects here. So speaking on the path, that's where we're going to need some mud blocks for packed mud. Somewhere in this direction, there is a gorgeous path that connects the neighborhood to the Cherry Blossom Hill people up in that direction. And this is it right here. Look at this gorgeous combination of blocks. The flower petals around the edge are just a really nice touch. So somewhere here, we want it to just diverge and go off towards the bridge and connect us to the community. So what do you think? Does this look like Ren laid out the path? Because I simply looked at his process and then did it all again from memory. So first came the mud blocks, then I threw in some odd spots of granite and put rooted dirt and coarse dirt along the edges. Of course, with the flowers, we've got the tough blocks and lanterns. But when I went back over to here, I realized that there were some particular ways it had been done. The placing of the flowers and the borders felt a lot more consistent. And also maybe the spacing of the lanterns was a little more spaced out too. But yeah, trying to emulate the way another player's done it, I think you probably wouldn't notice if you weren't thinking twice about it. But if you knew I built this bit of the path, maybe you'd pick up on some things. Oh, and placing these flowers was hilarious because if you place them like this, they're just going to go in the same order each time. So I would sort of run around like this, just constantly swinging around to randomize it more. But I think in the end it looks really good, and I'm so glad that we're now using shulker boxes. And now that I've cleaned them up, let's have a look from up above. You know what, from this view up here, it really just looked like the same path again. Probably one or two too many lanterns though. And I gotta say, now I'm rather inspired to work on the waterfront over here. I think we need some structure and some complementing builds to extend a path through up to our base. But that, my friends, is a project for another day. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to leave a like, and if you enjoyed the music, remember to check out the link in the description box. So thanks for watching this episode, and I'll see you soon with another. Bye bye.